I'm jazzed today to talk more about numbers. Thanks for tuning in, for taking your time. I know it's precious and there's a lot of content out there that you can consume. My hope is to always bring you content that's going to help you make more money and less time doing more of what you love. Today I want to talk to you about the numbers that you need to know in your business and the two most important numbers to be looking at. Okay, so let's just jump right in. Here are the 5 numbers you need to know. 1, you need to know your expenses. And within that, I want you to know like your expenditure broken down a bit. I want you to know your fixed expenses. So these should be expenses that you're planning on spending for at least like the next 6 months to a year. This is not something that you have to like analyze, tweak, you're changing. You can say, okay, consistently, I know that it costs me $1,000 a month to run my business. If you don't know how much it costs for you to run your business every month, get to it, girl. You got some work to do. And you can break it down from there. So you could break it down to know, okay, what is my expenditure for software? What's my expenditure for people, for my team, if you want to kind of categorize from there. Then I want you to know what are your variable expenses. So within expenses, your fixed and your variable. Variable is just that. It's expenses that you're going to spend that change month to month. So maybe this is you're investing in going to a conference, or maybe you've decided to hire a coach. You're going to attend this webinar. Whatever it is, that's going to be a variable expense in your company. So expenses is the first thing that you need to know. Okay, revenue. Yeah, this is like how much money are you bringing in? How much money are you manifesting into your business? And I want to know what those numbers are. So you can kind of decide to look at your revenue through deciding, okay, what are my main streams? What are my main revenue streams? So maybe if you are a web designer, it's going to be like you have certain people who are on retainer. So you've got sort of like a retainer. You have like one-off projects, and you have like these 2, 3, 4 current clients that you're working on, whatever that is. So kind of what are your main revenue streams? And then you can maybe have a section where it's sort of like your catch-all, if you would like. But we generally need to look at your revenue streams. Maybe if you're selling product, it's you kind of categorizing your different products into, okay, so this is my jewelry line, this is my home goods line, this is my whatever line. So you want to be able to see what are the different things. Big picture, what's the number you bring in every month? Okay, so from your revenue, it's a super easy equation. Revenue minus expenses equals your profit. That is a critically important number. Your profit matters the most. I would say tied with the next thing, but your profit is really what says, okay, like how well is your company operating? What is the actual like take home from your business? And if you haven't read Profit First, do yourself a favor and read that. But this principle is very, very, very important. If you bring in business revenue $50,000 a month, but your expenditure is $48,000 on what it takes to do that with your ad spend, with your team, with everything, okay, like we've got to work on some things there, because that profit margin, that percentage is just not going to be the best unless you're just in a launch and you're intentionally willing to like spend beyond. That's not going to be a sustainable thing for you. Okay, so one other thing with the expenses is the next number 4 is taxes. So you need to know your taxes. So technically, I would consider high level your taxes to go into your expenses. So revenue minus expenses equals profit. I'm considering taxes as a part of your expenses. If you want to think about it differently, you can. But you need to think about taxes. So like if you sell a $100 package, you need to think, okay, like $30 is taxes. That's really, really rough. You pay based upon your profit. So the profit is what you are going to then take your percentage out of for taxes. But you need to know, okay, that's like an expense line for my business. And you should be putting away your tax money every month so that you're ready to make those quarterly payments or however you make your tax payments. Okay, and fifth, and I would say this is almost tied with profit as to the level of importance, is your salary. Okay, so like I wonder how you feel when I say salary. I on purpose want to pause here. So there are people who, many women that I work with, amazing women who are crushing the entrepreneur game. They are bringing in money consistently, and they are not taking a salary in their business. So it's okay, you got 30K in the bank and you've paid yourself $500. Okay, there's no shame ever. I never want to be shaming, but I used to be okay, this is a lesson. This is an opportunity for us to learn. And that's just one example. There's story after story after story of people, you know what, I pay myself through trips. Or if I have extra money, I take it. I hope I can make it through the winter when I don't have as many sessions. And my hope in just sort of exposing this and talking through this is if this is you, hey, you're not alone. Let's bring exposure to this, and then let's change it. Let's change the story. So salary matters almost as much as profit, in my opinion, because entrepreneurship is a marathon, not a sprint. And you need to be able to psychologically be feeling the benefits of your company in the money as soon and as quickly as it makes sense. So even if that means you're paying yourself a very small salary, I want you to take the step, to take the move to start paying yourself. And you need to know if you've got that in your line items. Do you have the space to make yourself a salary payment? And if not, we need to do some tweaking. And if you don't know, I got something good coming for you that's going to help you kind of figure this stuff out. Okay. So from this, I always love to take you to action, give you the facts, give you the information, and take you to action. So what I want you to really focus on is this idea of what's your salary. And I want you to make one step to pay yourself this week in some way with your company, because that is what's going to keep the money flowing and keep your energy up. Now, I believe that we do entrepreneurship not just for the money, because you can go out and make a great living doing a lot of other things. I believe it's about bringing the impact that you desire to the world. I believe that it is you feeling personally fulfilled and bringing your passion, and you get the lifestyle that you want. But the dollar signs have to make sense too, because otherwise you're gonna burn out. Okay, so take the action, figure out, pay yourself for the first time, increase your payment, feel really good about what you're currently paying yourself, but I want you to take some time to reflect there. All right, thanks so much for taking your time today. If you haven't already, I would love for you to join my private Facebook group where I give exclusive tools, trainings, I go live and do coaching. So you are invited in that space, and I would love to have a more intimate connection with you and help you even more within your business. All right, cheers for now.